Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The single best idea, a quick one here on a Wednesday as we stagger to Thursday and Friday again into earnings season with a big amount of earnings next week and a follow on to tech the end of the month. Of course, we're looking at the meetings of the World Economic Forum in Davos, but we did want to pay attention to what's going on in equities, bonds, currencies, and commodities. Julian Emanuel stopped by with Evercore ISI, writes the best day-to-day earnings summary on the street with 9% of S&P market cap reporting so far. Julian Emanuel on the worry over AI debt.
What's interesting now about the setup is that you had all this angst around debt financing around the AI build-out at the end of last year. Credit default swap markets getting stressed, certain hyperscalers' share prices getting stressed, to the point where there's enough skepticism around the AI story and technology in general that in our mind, it almost sets up as a contrarian play, and we're very excited by that.
It was good to have him in just with a first look here. Julian Emanuel really, modeling out somewhere towards low double-digit earnings growth. Later in the interview, he made very clear that given a set of stimuli, that's the word he used, is Latin on surveillance, the stimuli that is out there, Julian Emanuel, he doesn't predict, he doesn't forecast, but he's thinking about double-digit earnings growth Q2 and Q3 of 2026. An incredible conversation today with Jonathan Maxwell of Sustainable Capital. This is over in the United Kingdom, and he's just absolutely expert. Like, write a book called The Edge Expert about all the stuff that's underground and underwater. He stopped us with a discussion that we don't understand of the Arctic Ocean. I promise you we will have Jonathan Maxwell of Sustainable Development back to dive into our ignorance, my ignorance, of the Arctic Ocean, the different paths, including the romance of the Northwest Passage and all that. Jonathan Maxwell on the moment for commodities.
We've spent the last modern history since the post the Second World War. A lot of it has been about competition for resources, right? And particularly fossil fuels. What we're seeing now is a different arena emerging for where that competition is flaring up. And I've described it. I wrote a book about this called The Age. I think we're at a real age moment in history, right. but there are several age moments. These are flashpoints, geopolitical flashpoints, right, where you find energy and capital coming together and flashing up. Arctic, obviously, is the big one.
And he went on absolutely stunningly competent about what lies beneath the waters of Greenland and off to the east to Iceland and up with Norway and Russia off to the east. Just extraordinary. I'm learning so much about my ignorance on the Arctic Ocean. Program note, Elizabeth Economy, a terrific essay in Foreign Affairs this month that will make you more competent of understanding this ocean we don't know. Jonathan Maxwell there, Sustainable Development. On podcasts, on Spotify, thank you for your attention, particularly to the Pacific Rim, for listening to us on Spotify, on Apple as well. On YouTube podcasts, single best idea.